So today's agenda is understanding in depth about CICD. What do you mean by CICD and why they call a CICD pipeline? In interview, it will be a common question that do you have understanding on CICD or have you worked on a CICD pipeline? Right? So CICD is, by abbreviation, it is continuous integration and continuous deployment. Okay, so up to here, source, build, test. So stage 1, 2, 3. So up to from stage 1 to stage 3, it is CI. It comes under continuous integration because you are building the code and you are making the some changes as in, or you are adding some features to the application. So directly you are making it a pushing it to the code itself, right? So once you will push it to the GitHub, and then from there you will build it. So you need to, so once the code is ready, so we need to compile, right? So compile is basically running the code in the environment, in any environment for that matter. And then we will build, either we can build using Docker or we can also build using Maven. And then we have to test the code, right? See, before without testing nobody can deploy it to the production servers. You getting the point? So until here, this is called continuous integrations. Means this process will be keep on happening continuously. Getting the point? Now some people, so that is called continuous integration are up to stage 3. Now stage 4, some people make it continuous deployment. How they make it continuous deployment? With everything is automated here. Now from stage 1 to stage 3, everything is automated. Once a developer pushes the code to the GitHub, it will trigger the Jenkins. Now Jenkins is the CI/CD tool. Okay, he is the master. Jenkins is the master which will collaborate with these tools, that is Git. So Jenkins will integrate with Git. Jenkins will integrate with Maven. Okay, then Jenkins will integrate with SonarQube or Selenium and all those stuff. So it will, once the code is pushed to the GitHub, so automatically Jenkins will trigger a jobs. So this you have to keep in mind. So this is called continuous integration. Now some people, what they do, once the I mean they are okay with the continuous integration. So some people will keep the deployment part as a manual jobs. Say they don't want to trigger it automatically. Some organization prefer continuous deployment, that is they want everything to be automated. Means once the developer pushes the code, it should automatically build, the Jenkins will build the job, it will test the job, and everything is done, it will deploy to the respective servers also. So that is called continuous deployment. So they might ask you in interview, what do you understand by CI/CD? So this is the explanation you should give. Getting the point? See, now Jenkins is the very popular CI/CD tool. See, we have many CI/CD tools also, like we have Jenkins, Bamboo, Circle CI, then we have Travis CI, but we will be focusing mainly on Jenkins. See, Jenkins will build and test code many times during the day. Automated build and test processes, saving time and reducing defects. Okay, and the code is deployed after every successful build and test. So this is what I meant with the continuous deployment. Until here, it is a continuous integration. Getting the, so that is the reason In this way, what will happen? The development life cycle will be very, very fast. In the initial days, people used to do all these things manually. You're getting it? So that is the meaning of CICD pipeline. Nisha, you understood?
Yes, sir. I got.
So these are the, so you should remember this stage. Okay. Now earlier, before the evolution of or the birth of DevOps, these things were done manually by separate team. Developer used to just keep the code and they will send it to the testing team. Okay, they will test, the developers will test in their environment and they will say it was working. As yesterday I was telling you the story, right? So same story used to keep on happening. No, it is working. So developer will say, it is working in my laptop, not my headache. Tester will say, no, there is some issue with like these things were happening very frequently and it was impacting the organizations. It's a loss to the company if they keep, you know, doing or blaming one another. So it is a waste of time. So that is why what companies did is they have forced the team to work together in a common platform, so that whatever you know, you want to build or test, they will do it in a common environment. And with the help of cloud computing, this has become even more user friendly, because we can test anything and everything there, there and there itself, once everything is ready. Clear? Now I will come back to my diagram here. Let me open. Yes, so this is the same life cycle. If you see here, my diagram is almost similar, but this has more I mean, this, the diagram depicts the components inside each life cycle, whereas what I have shown in a flowchart kind of a thing here. See here, Git, GitHub. Okay, so push. So we need to push here, right? So developer pushes the code and it should trigger. So Jenkins will, it will be watching. Okay, once it is triggered, so it will, the Jenkins will trigger all these jobs. It will pull the code from the GitHub and it will do the build. It will test the code, and if necessary, it will store the artifacts. So once you build any code, so that will that will be converted into an artifact, right? So that the packages are called artifacts. Okay, don't get confused. So that we can store it in a Nexus or a JFrog artifact tree, and then after this we will decide where we want to deploy. So we can deploy it to the EC2 instance and all those stuff. So now today we are going to discuss on GitHub. Okay, Git and GitHub. The why we need Git or GitHub. Okay, clear? Okay. So the reason why Git is very popular, because Git is a version control tool. Okay, that is, or VCS, version control system. You're getting it. See why it became very necessary to use Git or any version control system. We have Bitbucket also. Both are same. Both commands are similar, but it is managed. So now GitHub is managed by Microsoft and Bitbucket is managed by Atlassian company. Okay, that is the only difference. But both does the same thing. Their job is to store the code. Okay. Now I'll explain this issue before the Git or before any version control system. Right? So now let me. Okay. So before Git. Okay. So before Git, what used to happen? Same way we have a developer here. Say we have many developers. Okay. So all are working on the same project. Okay. He is working on some. Okay. But he is working on one module. He is working on another module. He is working on another module. So and so. Okay. But whenever they were pushing the code, they were all trying to push to the same source code, right? Right? Say they were all pushing their changes to the same source code. But for that, what they needed is they needed a good internet connection. I'll tell you what. They need to perform all the changes in their own local PC. Okay. Imagine this local PC or laptop. Okay. So first they will keep the source code in their office repository, office repo. Okay, imagine this is not Git, this is before Git. Okay, there were many actually. So now before, so they needed a good internet connection where they had to download all the things to their local copy, so that they have a local copy, and then they have to work on their own system, is it not? And they need to push again. For pushing the code, again they needed an internet connection. So without internet connection, it was becoming very difficult to manage. And what he has pushed it was, it became very difficult to manage. Okay, so let me show you a PPT. uh, wait a minute. Just a minute. Okay. uh, Okay, I'm not getting that PPT. Okay. Anyhow, I will explain here itself. So the drawback was that in order to commit and push the changes to the central repository, so it needed a good internet connection, and it was impossible without a what you say. So you always needed to maintain the copy all the time, right? Because without internet connection it became very difficult to manage, and this developer is pushing something and this developer B is pushing something, so it became very difficult to manage what version to push and which version to not to push, all those stuff. Okay, is it not? So now after Git it solved the problem. So what Git does is, the Git is written in Perl language. Okay, Git is very intelligent. It can track the changes at the file level. Okay, please note this point. It can track the changes made at the file level. Now, if I have to say after Git, let me, yeah. So after Git, I will put it here itself. So after Git. So same thing I will try to copy here. Yes. So after Git, it became a centralized repo. Centralized repo. And what Git, the best thing did was, it no more needed an internet connection. It requires, but not all the time. You can work on the local copy. So whatever you have the source code here, it maintain a local copy also. Okay, so local repository also it maintained. So whatever you see repository centralized, the local repository also it maintained. Clear? So you can work on the code without internet, and once you are done you can commit also. Only you can push the changes. Okay, and you need not pull all the things. So that is one more advantage. So what you will do with the help of Git, what you can do, you can pull only if there is any change to your centralized repository. Otherwise you need not push. So always there will be a local copy in your repository. You're getting the point. So Git is, so how you can download the Git? So this is the git-sem.com. That is, this is the website. Okay. Now you can download from here also. I have shown this for Git bash also. So Git and Git bash, it's a common command line utility. Okay, so where you can use it. So you can download. So once you download, it will be like this. Let me open the Git bash. Now see here. Now see if you do Git status, because it is not a repository, because you should tell the Git, because where am I now? I am in a C users Mithun directory. I have not initialized. So first and foremost thing you need to do is you need to initialize the Git repository. Okay, so you need to tell the Git software that boss, you need to, from today onwards, you need to maintain this. So let me make a directory like Git. So let me go inside the directory. Now even if I do here, it will not work, because the reason I have named, it will not predict. What you have to do, first you need to do git init. So it will, what it will do, it will initialize the empty Git repository. So how you can work on this? So very simple, you can, once you download, you can install this and you can open the same way. So once you notice the changes, before running the initialize command, it was only just simple directory. Now it has become a repository. See here, it is a repository. It says you are in the master branch. So you may think that it is a new concept for you, but don't get panic or don't worry. Branch is nothing but a, whenever you create a repository, you will be on the master branch. Earlier it used to be a main branch, okay, but now it is a master branch. Now if you do ls-la, you will see these are the hidden directory is the git. If you go inside the git, you will see, so these are the head, config, description, hooks. Okay, this is for webhooks. Okay, info, objects, references, all those things will be here. So it is reflecting today's date. Okay, so now I am in the, so I come to the main branch. So we see there is no job for us inside the .git directory. It is for the Git software to store the contents. Okay, now see here. Now if I do git status, see these are the commands which we are going to use in our day-to-day life. So what it says, you are on the branch master, no commits yet. So what do you mean by no commit? Means you have not done, so nothing to commit. Create or copy files and use git add to track. Okay, now let me touch a file. So touch file. Now if I run git status, it will say, now see here, you are on the branch master, no commits yet, but it's an untracked files. So it has detected, so git software has detected, hey Mithun, you have created a new file, but why it is highlighting in red color? Because it says it is still untracked. You need to first tell the git that boss, you need to add git add and the file name, and then it will say, see here, so git add file or file name, whatever. Now if I run git status, yes, it says you are on the branch master, no commits yet. I have not committed, I have just added. So changes to be committed, I have added a new file. The file name is file itself. So suppose if you want to remove, if you don't want to track it, so you have to just do like this. Echo and the file. So let us run this command. Okay, so now file is removed. Now if I run git status again, now what it has done is, see there are, you have to understand the three stages in the git. Okay, first it will be in the untracked area. So first you need to add it and bring it to the staged area. Okay, please note this point. Coming back to my diagram here. So what you have to do in this local copy, there are three stages. First will be untracked area, then staging area, and then local repo. Once you commit, it will go to the local repo, and then it is ready to push. Okay, so let me try to show it in the stages of Git. Yes, so this is what I was looking at. See, now this is very important. See here, now you have git initialize. Now it says you have untracked. So you add the file, it will move to the staging area. You edit the file, again you need to git add, otherwise it will be in a red mark. Then it will move to the staging area, and then from there you can push. Okay. Now let me get another clear diagram. Ah, yeah. So this is the working directory, staging area, and Git repository. I told no. So the Git repository will also be in your local. You're getting it? I will show you. I'll give an example now. Now once you push whatever you have done in your local, within minutes or seconds it will be replicated in your GitHub account. I will show you. Now come back here. Now again I have removed. Okay. Now see here it is showing ls. Okay. Now if I git rm file, it will be okay. So yeah, we are already removed from the staging area, right? Now again if I add git add, so I need to commit now. Now again I made some changes. So echo made changes to file I am redirecting to file. Okay. Now see here again. So it says earlier it was showing new file here. See now it says modified. If you want to track that file, what modification is done, you need to again add. Okay. So the file will have its original line endings. Now see here. Okay. Now you need to commit git commit -m made changes to file. So now it is in your repository. See here. So it says one file changed and one. Okay. So one insertion it has made. Now if you do git status nothing to commit, it will show. So nothing to commit. You're getting it? Now this is whatever you are doing, it's in your local. Okay. Now come back here. Open your GitHub account. If you have not created any account, so you can create a GitHub account. Okay. Okay. So what is the repository name here? So Git. So I will also name it as a Git. So description, this is for Git tutorial. Okay. So I will make it as a public and create a repository. Okay. So once you create in the this one here, it is a common thing. Okay. Or else what you can do, you can try to push here. So copy this. So git push okay. Or else what you have to do, come back here, copy this entire thing. First clone the repository. So git clone. So cd git now. Now if you do git status, or if you do git fetch, or you do one thing, because we have not pushed made any changes, so just push the contents here. Okay, so now if you push, because centralized repository is empty, right? So you can use token also, or what you will do, sign in with your browser. Yes, so authentication succeeded. See, now it has pushed. Correct, right? So if you go back to our GitHub, you will see earlier there was nothing. If you refresh this, you will find a file here. See, you're getting the point. See, made the changes to file. Now I will edit the file here. Imagine made changes from Nisha. So made changes from Raj. Right? Nisha and Raj. Okay, something they have made and they will commit. So made changes to central repo. So commit the change. Now see the thing here. So git knows. Now if you do git state, see earlier what it is doing, nothing to commit, right? Working tree clean. Now see git status. It, because it still doesn't know, because it says your local copy is fine, because you have not made anything here, because your local copy is what, see here, made only the second and third line, it is there in the centralized repo. So in order to know that, what you have to do, git fetch. Okay, git fetch origin master. Wait. Or else what you can do, just run git fetch. Could not read from the remote. Okay. Now if you do git status, wait, this is what, which branch? Just a minute. Master. Yes. Git origin master. Okay. Git status. Git fetch origin, or git fetch, or else you do git pull once. Git pull origin master. The origin, the fatal origin does not appear to be a git repository. Why it is not? Wait a minute. We did git push, right? So can git push. Okay. Now let us use this. So git fetch. Yeah. See, now because we have not cloned this, cloned the centralized repo to this, right? So you need to pass the URL, only then it will work. Okay. Now you see it says enumerating objects 5. That is, there are 5 objects it has done, and it says unpacking object. Now if you run git status, so you just pull. See, our changes have not yet taken place. See here. So now git pull and the repository. See here, so it has changed. See, it means it has one file change and two insertions it has made. Now if you do git status, so it is completely fine. Now you can run this git remote -v. Okay, this will not work because we have not cloned the repository. Now I will show one more thing. Okay, so let me create another repository. So go here and click on repository and create a new one. You can mention it as git 2. Okay, and make it public and create repository. Now for the first time, what you have to do, you have to clone this repository. So only then, without mentioning the complete URL, it will work. So how to clone? Just copy this this thing. You can use HTTPS, right? Now come back of this directory. Now we are in a normal directory. Just run git clone git 2. So now, so you are in the main branch. Clear? Now if you run git remote -v, now it will say. So it because you have cloned from the central repository, now it knows you are connected. Now in a real manner, your local repo and the centralized repo it has connected. Okay, now see here, we have cloned, right? Now git branch. Okay, I will talk about branch later. Otherwise you will get confused. Okay, now say I am adding one more file here. See, if I refresh, nothing is there. Okay, so now I will add the file here. Say 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. So creating a new file. So file name is file, say code file. So file name is code file. Okay, so it is just a echo statement. So echo hi. Now you can add any message, added code file and commit. That's it. Now if you do here git status, it will not say, because you need to run the git fetch command. It will take cell. Yeah, so now it will say, see, now if you do git status, no commits, so nothing to copy, nothing here. Okay, so it will tell that you are in the new branch main and there is a objects. Okay, so total 3, reuse 0, and you can run git pull. Just you can run git pull. Now if you do ls, so you have a code file here. Okay, getting the point? Any doubt, guys? If you have any doubt, ask me, please. Guys, you there?
Yes, sir.
Any doubts you are getting?
No, sir.
Okay, so I will give this command to you. You practice this today. Okay. Yeah. So it will start from here. So many commands I have run. So I will give you these commands to practice. You can We will continue tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow we will probably we will finish. Okay, so I will put it in the chat. Git and GitHub we will finish. So you practice this, okay, both the things. Clear?
Okay, sir.